Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 2 of the course. And before we get into the course, my motivation topic this week is about. I actually found a video this week with Arnold Schwarzenegger again, but talking about a topic about passion. And so that got me thinking about all of us and what we do in life. And so passion for success. All of us have to have a passion for whatever we do. And sometimes what we find out is maybe we don't. So a question would be what is your passion? What did you love to do when you were a kid? All of us when we're kids, you go out and play, you have these ideas, these dreams, and depending on your background, where you come from, you might have different opportunities. But still the question is, what did you love to do? Or another question might be, what did you love to do? Again, as kids, once we grow up, things change, things happen, and you end up with the perfect job and everything is great, wonderful, and all your dreams came true. The other scenario, of course, is maybe we're miserable. Maybe things didn't go the way we want them. And, it's like, what happened? You had all these ideas you wanted to do. Right now, you're in an MBA program, or you may be doing something in a career, or whatever the case is, but maybe you're not necessarily where you want to be in the long term. And the thing you got to do is, why are we not where we want to be? And one of the common things is it can be background, it can be a lot of things. I inserted something here about myself, about regardless of background. My parents got divorced when I was like 6 years old, somewhere around 1960, 61. And so my mother took me to Ireland. And so I stayed over there for 4 years. So that's me on the right there with my sister. But when I got to Ireland, we lived in a house that looked like this. This is pretty much what it looked like. It had that thatch roof next to the dirt road. And, there was no, they had just got electricity. So there was one light bulb in the house when I got there. There was no refrigerator, no bathroom, no water. Actually, thanks to the marvels of Google Maps, I was able to find the water right here in the middle, the water pump. And up down that road there, about a half-hour walk, that we'd come down to the water pump, fill up the buckets of water, and walk back. So it was about an hour round trip to get drinking water. And then you had rainwater that filled into the big barrels. But anyway, my point is, regardless of background, you have to come up with things you want to do. Sometimes we use excuses. We blame life or where we came from, or our presumed station or status in life. I got this picture here of Philadelphia. I lived in Philadelphia for a couple of years. And so one of the things I remember there is, depending on which part of town I was driving through, is the absence of cars. You had lots of houses, but people couldn't afford cars. And again, that's depending on what where you came from, your background, the poverty level. And one of my observations today is people have expectations. People claim to be poor, but they have phones, they have cars. Now I'm going back to when you didn't have phones, you didn't have car, things like that. But again, there's expectations and there's presumptions of passing blame, I guess I want to say, versus, going for it yourself. You can use excuses. You can let distractions get you. You can let the obstacles stop you. Or you can have a passion for what you want to do, whatever that is. If you want to go crawl in the mud and have a passion for it, there you go. But whatever it is, you're in the MBA program, so you have a passion to get the education. But what is the passion level? You got different levels. And this Arnold video here, I think it's about 10 minutes, but I'm going to have that included in here, the link for that. And but he talks about passion. And again, you have to have a passion for success. You gotta want it and go for it. Don't just talk about it, think about it, and look at it. You actually have to do it. And don't let distractors stop you. Don't get sidetracked by someone else's agenda. And by someone else's agenda, I mean you may have family, you may have friends, you may have a group, and they have a totally different agenda from you. some people get caught up in politics and current events, or whatever the case is, and that may be fine, but if that's a distractor, if that's stopping you from chasing your dreams and your goals, then don't let it happen. Go for your dreams, your goals, and your passion. Don't let anyone stop you, and sometimes people stop us from doing what we want to do. Don't let anybody stop you. Take charge of your life, take charge of your goals, take charge of your passion for success. Passion for success is it. You've got to have that passion. All right, into week 2 of the course. So week 1, great work on the discussions. The homeworks I've seen, good there. Some I haven't seen yet, so when I see those, I'll let you know about them. I didn't change the assignment last week. I just reworded it because there were some things left out, as like how long it had to be, things like that. So it's just reworded, but it was still the same assignment. So depending on which version you saw. Upcoming week here, you got 2 assignments. First you got 4 chapters. Business level, corporate level strategy, organizational design, and organizational culture. When you get into the strategies, from a business perspective, corporate level, like a company like McDonald's, you got, the national, international level, but you also have regional, you have franchisees that are like in local towns, different parts of the country. So depending on what, how widespread you've been in your life, different parts of the country, you may notice little cultural things, depending on where you're at. The TV stations you watch, some television stations have different, they gear towards different audiences, and the commercials on there might reflect that audience, from a cultural point of view or ethnic point of view. So, that this is all part of strategy. I mean, that's more into marketing strategy, but still, that's kind of what that's about. So, and then you get into culture. Organizational culture is a very, I guess you could say it's difficult in some ways, because some cultures are very hard to change, depending on what it is. And it's not just about ethics, diversity. It's also got to do with business practices. So, it's, people, when they talk about, the culture somewhere, sometimes people's brains go straight to, ethic, not ethnics, but, racial issues and things like that. But there's also just the business practices, things that shouldn't be happening, or, things like that. So this is all part of the chapters this week. All right. And then you have 2 assignments, research assignment, which is just a short, half-page thing on, the article you find. And then you also got the, in the field, where you go out and, maybe somebody or whatever, and answer these questions about, how the business, what the strategy is for that particular company. All right. And then you have, be working on your project. You got time, but, we're starting, we're into week 2 now. So, but, just make sure you don't wait. And if you got any questions or anything, let me know. So with that, I'll get out of here. I'll do a test question. I'll have a different test question this week. No grandkids, because somebody asked me a question about my Army time. So here's some questions for you. So back in the back in my Army days. So this is one of me, front row middle there. That's me. Then front row to the left there. That's me there. So that's just a little bit back. This was back in the late 1980s. And then my test question will be on this one. So this one's in the Philippines, but you can tell me what I'm doing. All right. So that'll be the test question this week. And then I'll have those cute grandkids probably back next week for you. So, all right. Other than that, I'll let you go. Have a great week. If you got any questions or anything, just get in touch. All right. Okay. Take care, everybody.